welcome to my channel. My name's Amy if you're new here, and I do videos on beauty, fashion, lifestyle and occasionally some DIYs. So today is going to be a bit of a different style video. So I'm going to do a how to sell on Depop video. Now, I've been selling on Depop for a couple of months now, and I've actually been really enjoying it and actually making quite a bit of money selling just old bits and bobs that don't fit. If you'd like to see how I sell my clothes and accessories on Depop, then just keep watching. So the first step to selling on Depop is obviously finding things you want to sell. Now, I wouldn't advise selling super expensive items on there that you want to get quite a lot of money for. My experience on Depop is that people want a bargain, they don't want to spend too much, they're going on Depop because maybe they can't quite have access to the expensive brands and things like that, but they still want to fit in with trends. That's another big thing. A lot of people will buy clothes from Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, Misguided, all shops like that, wear it once or twice and then sell it on Depop for not too dissimilar price to what they buy it for. Obviously them brands tend to have lots of sales on, and you can get quite a lot of bits on there anyway quite cheap, so then people are selling them on there. They don't want to necessarily spend too much if people are buying. So that's kind of my grasp on Depop, is maybe don't aim for sort of super high prices and just set your expectations. You're not necessarily going to get a super like massive price for all your items. But in saying that, stick to your guns. If people are trying to haggle you down, then if you got a certain price you want for it, then don't move from it. You don't have to. So that's kind of my overall view of Depop. So obviously finding things you want to sell. Now I, during lockdown, I think I've mentioned this quite a few times on my channel, went from approximately a size 8 to 10 to more 12 to 14. I think it coincided with my body and basically just changing, but then equally just eating a little bit more. I don't go to gym like I used to. So basically my body was just changing, and a lot of my old clothes either didn't fit or just weren't my style anymore. So I basically went through my wardrobe, tried on more or less everything. I do this quite a lot anyway and get rid of clothes that I don't wear. I normally just send them into charity, but obviously the charity shops are super busy at the moment, which is amazing, but it means that it's a bit harder to drop in your clothes and things like that. A lot of them have certain days you can go on and things like that, so I thought instead I'll just try my luck and sell them on Depop, and also just to make a little bit more money in obviously this hard time that everyone's in. I don't know about you, but I quite often will go through my wardrobe and save things that I might wear later. I never end up wearing them, and I end up just sitting in the loft. So I went into my sister's old room and actually looked through in there, and I've got a massive big bag of old summer clothes that just either don't fit anymore or just weren't my style. So I'm going to go through them now and show you the approximately things I'm going to put on there now. So this is an example of something I'm going to sell on Depop. So these are some quiz shorts. They're a size 8. They've been worn quite a few times, but there's no sort of visible damage on them. Everything's fine, all in working order. These are a size 8. I'd probably put these on there for £5, and then I normally do approximately £3 postage. So for a smaller item like this, you may get away with posting it. They call it a small parcel, and they're normally at £1.60 postage. Anything slightly larger, they count as a large parcel, and on average that's about £3.10, and that's the same price I've posted when I posted coats, when I posted sort of trousers and jeans. Just make sure you fit it in as small a bag as possible. I will show you the bags I use, but they're from Poundland and they're really thin and lightweight, which is good because they also weigh your parcel and take that into account. So I'd say these are probably £4, and then I normally put a standard £3 postage on. However, people normally message you and say what's the best price you can do, including postage. So for that I'd probably say £6, then probably make, maybe if this would count as £1.60 postage, maybe make a couple of pounds profit then. So that's always good. What else? Oh yeah, Depop also take 10%. So anything you sell, say I sell these for £5, they take 50p. So you've got to take that into account as well when you're selling stuff, and just make sure you kind of get the price you actually want for it. People are looking for a bargain on there, but that doesn't mean you have to give in and sell for a cheap price. I do tend to, if people just want to get it sold. I've got so much stuff. I've got a rail in my other room, and I do find I just want to get it sold, so I would tend to sell it for a little bit less. But in about a month I've made over £100 on Depop, so that's so good, especially if you're like me and have loads of spare clothes that are just gathering dust. You might as well sell. Now I have my piles of clothes I want to sell, so I need to take pictures is the next step. So I actually googled before excuse the bueno wrapper there if you saw that. I actually googled and it said that having sort of a theme go on your Depops, just having it look really aesthetically pleasing, is definitely one of the must-haves. So I'll show you how I take the pictures. I've put on my mirror lights just because they're super bright and just lighting up the room. But as you can see, I have these 2 hooks that are on my wall anyway, so I just use them. And I also have this plant that I always put in the corner of my photos just to give it just a more cohesive feel over the whole Instagram. But I take a picture of the front, the back, and then also the label. And then also if there's any damage at all, it's best to say that. So I'll put on here that the middle's a little bit frayed, it's covered up by the bow. And then also they always say that it's best to have a picture of you in it. Obviously a lot of my clothes don't fit in it and that's why I'm selling it. But if you can find pictures, old pictures of you wearing it or pictures from the website when it was sold, that's always a good thing to do too. So I'm going to insert a screen recording of how I do it, and hopefully I'm going to talk at a similar time for when it's going on. So basically I select the photos I want to. After I've gone on the Depop app, you click the camera button as if you're posting a picture on Instagram, and then select the photos you want to put up. Then write a description of what you want to write. So whatever the item is, just write a description of it. So yellow crop top for the first one that I did. And then basically write a little description. My notes page, I have my hashtags and then just a generic description that I put on my clothes, on my posts, sorry. Now this is a bit naughty. Depop don't like you putting on different shops that I have, like Pretty Little Thing, Misguided, all that written on there, just because then if anyone types that in, your items will come up. However, just be careful if you're doing that. It's completely up to you if you want to. I do personally think it gets more people onto your shop, but it can mean that Depop can take off your items because you're basically doing a false description. But obviously that's up to you. But anyway, I paste it on there, put in all my details of the clothing item, and then just press post and then it's on there. Now another thing I do, which a lot of other Depop stores get, so be prepared. Basically if you go onto a notes page, write out a little message just saying thank you for viewing my shop and that sort of thing. Obviously mine will be on screen so you can see that I write, and I basically copy that and post it into messages on anyone who's liked my item or followed my store. I basically just send them this little message, just say no to come onto my store. It's another way of getting them to get a notification and they can click on and look through my store. Most people just say thank you. Some people might not even reply, but I've made so many sales from just having a little message with someone. Obviously you can personalize it, so if someone likes a particular item you can say, oh, I can do that jumper for £5, I'll give them a little discount. But it's a really great way of getting people onto your shop. I also quite often message people if they're interested. Message I can post today, as people like speed. They want to get their deliveries as quickly as possible. So if you say you can post today, they know they'll get it fast and people like that. Then something about Depop I don't think a lot of people know is obviously there's so many people posting every single day. So what I'm going to show you here is how to get your post to go back up to the top. So you click on your item, click on the 3 little dots, press edit this post, and then just press post again and it'll go right back to the top of people's feeds. Now I'd aim to do this 2 or 3 times a day. Now that does sound like a lot, but whenever I've done that I have sold more or less 2 items a day. It literally takes 2 minutes to do. I normally do it in the morning when I've done my daily scrolls on Instagram and Snapchat in the morning, then just repost my stuff so they're back up to top of everyone's feeds, and it's a really good way to getting more people onto your site. So when someone purchases something on your Depop, normally they message you before you sort of find out a price that works for both of you. However, sometimes people can just click the buy now button and then you basically get a notification and an email saying someone has bought your item. So it will come up with a little receipt button, which is at the top. You click on that and it will come up that someone's brought an item and then you need to send it. So it'll then give you their address and then you can package it up, take it off to the post office and post it. And all the money goes through PayPal, which is really good because PayPal is really secure, and obviously it's something you can fall back on if you don't receive an item if you're purchasing, and vice versa. So it's really, really good, and the money comes through instantly and then it's in your PayPal ready to post. So that's how you do that. And then normally, obviously depending on what postage you post it in within a couple of days, your customer will have received the item. You can leave them feedback as soon as you've marked it as shipped, and they can leave feedback as and when they receive the item. Your feedback's really important. It's really important to try and keep 5 stars just so people feel secure buying from you. I always leave everyone who purchases through me a feedback, and just write something little. I normally just write like lovely friendly buyer or something like that, give them 5 stars. Obviously if they were nice, it's up to you if they weren't so nice whether you want to leave them a good review. Obviously it's good to be honest, but at the same time you want a good review back, but that's how I do that. These are the envelopes I use. They're just from Poundland. So you get 8 for £1 in the medium size and 3 for £1 in the bigger size. So the bigger ones I use for coats and jeans, but this one for tops, jumpers, anything like that, fit perfectly in these ones. I do think Depop's such an easy way to make some money if you've got some stuff that you want to sell, and I feel it's super secure and really, really user friendly. You can do it sort of from wherever, as long as you can get to a post office, and I think it's a really, really good thing to use. Yeah, so I do think if you have some stuff lying around, maybe try Depop. You've got nothing to lose. It doesn't cost you anything to list the items at all. Obviously, as I say, when you do sell an item, they do take a 10% cut. So obviously, if you don't really want that, maybe try and find somewhere else. Maybe sell it through Facebook Marketplace or eBay, which eBay also take a 10%. So there's plenty of places to sell stuff from though. So if you are thinking about selling stuff, then Depop's a great place to do it. Also, if you want to hand make some items, you can sell it on there, which is really nice as like a little hobby. I also have a Essex ears shop where I sell homemade Disney ears. So that's my separate Depop account, which I will put a screenshot of it on here too, but that's where I'm a homemade Essex ears is what I call myself, and I make little Disney ears all personalised and then pop them on there, and they retail for £18. So if you're interested in getting any of them, then definitely check that out too. But if you have liked today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and give it a comment if you like this style of video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.